guys! So I was actually just about to work out, but none of my Wii remotes are charged for me to play Just Dance. So yeah, I thought I would make this video for you guys. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about textbooks and buying textbooks in college. At first, it's very confusing. You know, you're told never to buy new books, you're told never to go to your bookstore, you're told to rent them. So I'm going to kind of walk you through it and tell you about all of your different options that you have. So to start, there are two different paths. The first one is through your bookstore, and the second one is through outside resources. So I'm going to start by telling you what options you have within your school bookstore. So the first option is you can buy your textbook brand new, which I do not recommend at all. Textbooks are really expensive. They can be up to $400 for a new book, and the most you're going to get for it in return is like 75 bucks. So I would not recommend ever getting a new textbook. But usually your bookstore will have options to buy used books. And a lot of times these used books, like you'll buy them, and then a lot of times your campus will buy them back at the end of the quarter or the semester. So that's a really good option, the whole buyback program. But used books, honestly, they are fine. At my school, you go to the bookstore, and they have all of the used books stacked up, so you can go through and pick which one you want. You can pick the newest one. A lot of them are pretty much new. They might have something underlined, might have some highlighting, but I've had a lot of used books that are perfect inside. So that's a really great option because it costs a whole lot less. Like I said, a new book could be like $400, and then that used book from your bookstore will only be like $180 or something, or like, I don't know, it's so much less, and it is definitely worth it because they're not all like gross and used. A lot of times they're still pretty new. And for your basic classes, like your GE classes, you might not want to keep your biology textbook or your chemistry textbook that you're never going to use again, so getting used is just fine. The last option that your bookstore might have, and I highly recommend this option, is renting. Especially if you have a class, like I had several history classes, and we needed like 3 or 4 small little like books, like kind of novels, to read during the class, and it was great because a lot of times that was the cheapest option to buy it rented versus like Amazon or anything else. And this way you just pay, $7 for the book, and then once you're done with it at the end of the quarter, you just bring it right back and you are done. The whole reselling process is a whole other thing you have to worry about, which I'll talk about later in this video. But renting is a great option. I love it. It's so nice just going in, getting the books I need, and it'll say like if it's available to rent on it. And usually also you like rent a used book, so that's even less than like renting a new book. And yeah, it's great because, like I said, a lot of times in your GE classes, you don't want to keep these books. So if you can just pay, $7 or $10 or whatever for this book, have it for a quarter, and be done with it forever, that's usually the best option. So yeah, if you're going through your bookstore, there is the new, used, and rental option. I definitely do not recommend buying new. It's a waste of money. Used is great. I've done that, and I've also rented. So yeah, those are your options for your bookstore. The next path is the outside sources path, so just meaning not at your bookstore. One website that I like to go on is called slugbooks.com, and I'll put the little thing right here. And this website, you go on it, you type in your ISBN number for the book, or you type in like the name and the author, and all this your professor should email you like a week or so before class starts. They'll email you all the like textbooks you need, or there should be a spot on your your class schedule where you can see what textbooks you need. Yeah, anyway, Slugbooks, you go on, you type in the ISBN number, and then it shows up all the different websites that are selling that book. It's kind of like how Kayak is for checking out flights. The same way Slugbook is for textbooks. So it'll show you, this is the price on Amazon, this is the price on Chegg, this is the price on eBay, all this stuff. So I usually like going on that website first, just to see what my best option is. And then from there, I'll go to one of the other websites. One of my favorites is Amazon.com, especially since with Prime, I get 2-day shipping, and there are a lot of student Prime options, and a lot of times your university, like, they didn't shut up about it at my school for the first, 3 months about, get student Prime, get it, free for a year, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Amazon is great, because, again, you can buy new or you can buy used. And I have bought used from Amazon, and the books are just fine. When you go to the used section, it's usually from an outside seller, so not Amazon, and it'll say, they have to put if it's new or, barely used, or, has some highlighting. So they'll tell you the condition of the book, and obviously the worse the condition it's in, the cheaper it'll be. But you know what? Already getting it used from Amazon is so much cheaper than used from the bookstore or new from the bookstore. So when I do used from Amazon, I usually get the best used one, and that's worked out great for me so far. So that's the option that I really like. Another way you can go is Chegg.com, and they are actually a rental service. So instead of renting your book from the bookstore, you will rent it from Chegg, and then they send you the return slip in the box, so you just keep the box for the semester. Then at the end of the semester, you pack it back up, put the packaging slip on it, and take it to UPS, and then you're done. I have never used this before. My friend on the semester system has used it, and she loves it, especially for those classes where you might not really need your textbook, or you only use it a couple times, for just those few paragraphs. She really likes that renting option when her bookstore doesn't have that book or doesn't have the option to rent that book. I personally haven't used it because I think it's more of a semester system type of thing, and I need to check it out actually, because my friend was telling me that you can adjust the dates. So I'll have to see if you can pay less for renting it for 10 weeks, or if it is just a 15-week rental. Because if that's so, then it's kind of a waste of money and time for us quarter system kids, because we'll have the book a lot longer than we need it for. So I haven't used Chegg, but I know that is a great option. The last option I'm going to talk to you about is actually buying it from other students. For my school, we have all these Facebook groups, and one of them is called Textbook Marketplace. And so on there, people will go on and post hey, I'm selling these books, and they'll type in the books and the price, and then you comment on it or you message them, and you're hey, I see you're selling American History 28 for $50, I'll pay you $30, and then you kind of haggle back and forth, and then once you decide on a price, you meet at the location and just swap stuff, and you're done. You can also, on these marketplaces or these Facebook groups, you can say, oh, I'm buying these, and people will message you. So this is actually a really good option. I have bought a lot of my books from different students. 2 or 3 times I've bought books from other cheerleaders on my team. I bought from a stranger once, and I sold to a stranger once, and it felt so weird, because I was okay, let's meet, outside of the library at this time. And I don't know, it totally felt like a drug deal or something, because you're just waiting with your money, and then trying to get eye contact with people, see if they're the right person you're supposed to be buying from. Yeah, it all works out. It's all good. So yeah, that is definitely a really good option, especially if you have friends that are taking classes or the same classes that you are. I know a girl who's an engineering student, and her older engineering friends just give her their textbooks. So yeah, buying from other students is definitely a great option, and also, I feel better knowing that, okay, my money is going, directly to a student for them to then, buy more textbooks. I definitely recommend, joining, whatever Facebook group, or I'm sure your school will have something where you can, do a textbook exchange. So now, as far as going the bookstore route or the outside sources route, I've done both. It honestly just depends on the class and what you need for it, and where provides it. Yeah, like I said, several classes I bought from students. I have rented all my history books from my bookstore. I have bought all my chemistry book and I think another book on Amazon. So I've done all of them. I like all of them. I haven't done Chegg yet, and I probably won't, just because I don't think it is quarter system, but again, I have to check that out. Oh, so I said I was going to talk to you about reselling your books. Okay, so let's say you do buy a book. Like I said, usually if you buy a new or used book from your bookstore, they usually have a buyback program where they will buy the book back for a cheaper price, but at least you get something back and the book is out of your way. Renting, again, it is great because you get it for the quarter and then you give it right back and you are done with it. But if you do buy it from another student or through Amazon, you need to resell your books because you don't want just a giant pile of books that could be worth, a lot of money. So like I was talking about the textbook marketplace, if you have something like that, definitely do that. That is a great thing to do. You sell and buy directly with students, and again, you can kind of barter the price, or you can be firm, no, I'm selling for $75, I won't take any less. Or you can mark it up for $100, and then if someone offers you $75, take it. So yeah, those are really great options. I think you might be able to sell stuff through Amazon. I'm not quite sure how that works. But for reselling, I would definitely say to other students is the easiest option. You don't have to deal with shipping. You get to just meet them on campus. If the person messages you and you think they look a little bit sketchy, you don't have to sell it to them. Yeah, all my transactions have been with girls. It just worked out that way, and I'm glad it's just worked out that way. But yeah, so definitely do think about that. Think about okay, I could buy this book from Amazon, but it only costs $5 more to rent it from my bookstore. What do I want to do? And sometimes it is just better to rent it and have it out of your way instead of having this giant stack of textbooks left with you at the end of the year. So those are all your different options for buying and renting your different textbooks, and also how to resell them. And like I said, do not buy new. I think that's a lot of the main freshman mistake is they think they have to buy other textbooks new from the bookstore. And that is not the case. You will save hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars if you buy used or rent or buy from Amazon, whatever. Textbooks are expensive and they can add up to a lot. And especially when you're in college and you're trying to save money and you have rent and you have to buy your own food and there's tuition. You're trying not to take out student loans. A couple $100s a quarter or a semester really adds up. So if you can use these outside sources or rent, that is definitely a really good option. So I will put all the websites that I mentioned in the description box below, so you can go check those out. And yeah, if you have any questions for me, feel free to comment them below. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, if you thought it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, I would really appreciate it if you hit subscribe. Yeah, good luck with buying textbooks, good luck in college. Again, if you have any questions about textbooks or college or anything, totally comment them below, ask me questions. I love seeing all the different comments and responding to them, and I respond to most of them. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Have a great rest of the summer and good luck with the school year. See you guys next time. Bye!